Welcome to New Hampshire Motor Speedway for today's edition of the NASMAR Community Cup Series. This is the Dollar Tree 301 here at once, as I said, New Hampshire today. Gonna be an exciting race for these 39 drivers. Here's a look at our points table with 4 races to go. Keselowski, Busch, and Allmendinger are currently above the cut line, while Logano, Preece, and Wallace are just below. Gonna be interesting to see what happens. Stay up to date with the point situation on the NASMAR Community Cup Series Discord. Points will be updated not only after this race, but after Richmond releases as well. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers do today. It's going to be interesting to see with the introduction of stage racing, which we haven't seen on this channel in a little while, not since last year's NASMAR Darlington NASMAR Cup race. Here are your ones to watch for today's race. Chase Briscoe. He earned the pole, but he's weaker on the long run. Joey Logano is struggling to make the chase, but his team's really good on this type of track. Christopher Bell is an absolute god here at New Hampshire, and he's having a pretty good year, though he is winless. And Kyle Larson, wrecked in practice. Can he get back up to the front before the end of the race? Engines are firing up. And we are pulling off here at New Hampshire. Here's your starting lineup. Row 1, Chase Briscoe, William Byron. Row 2, Carson Hocevar and Eric Jones. Row 3, Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin. Row 4, Bubba Wallace and Noah Gragson. Row 5, Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson. Row 6, Chris Buescher and Ryan Preece. Row 7, Tyler Reddick and Shane Van Gisbergen. Row 8, Chase Elliott and Michael McDowell. Row 9, Ty Gibbs and Zane Smith. Row 10, Alex Bowman and Joey Logano. Row 11, Austin Cindric and Ross Chastain. Row 12, Riley Herbst and John Hunter Nemechek. Row 13, Brad Keselowski and Austin Dillon. Row 14, AJ Allmendinger and Josh Berry. Row 15, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Austin Hill. Row 16, Todd Gilliland and Cole Custer. Row 17, Daniel Suarez and Connor Zilic. Row 18, Cody Ware and Ty Dillon. Row 19, some non-chartered cars, JJ Yaley and Burt Myers. And rounding out the field, in last, 39th, Timmy Hill. And these 4 drivers will be going to the rear: Austin Cindric, Kyle Larson, Austin Hill, and Carson Hocevar, for the litany of reasons down below. Here are your keys to the race. You gotta keep your tires in good condition, especially on this track. We'll be having a lot of short runs or long runs, and the chase starts, and it says 2 races, but canonically it's 4. It's kind of weird. Stage lengths will be 5, 5, and 7 today for a total of 17 scheduled laps. And we are green here at New Hampshire. Chase Briscoe clears Byron. Byron pulls a crossover. Already looking like Byron's going to try to lead the first lap here, and he will. He manages to get just ahead of Briscoe at the line, and he's going to clear him coming through turns 1 and 2. That's how quick these lads are. Oh, he's going to clear around Noah Gragson in the 4 car. Caution for incident on the track. It looks like he is going to get that car refired, but that is unfortunate for a, I guess, lower tier team that managed to qualify pretty well. Here's your replay of what happened. Yeah, it looks like he tried to... We're going to see that again. It looks like he might have tried to clear back ahead of Buescher, who, yeah, Buescher just had the space there. Don't know if his spotter missed that or if Gragson was just trying to be aggressive this early in the race. Not sure why he thought he needed to do that. And yeah, it's going to cost him, maybe not necessarily his cars. It looks like they are going to be able to repair the damage, but certainly his track position and probably his chances of having a great finish today. Here are your restarting positions in the top 5 rows. your top 10 drivers. And already we are getting ready to go back green with 2 to go here in stage 1. Green flag once more. And looks like Byron here in the tree cam is going to be able to clear Briscoe and Blaney. Now Blaney's looking like he's going to try to make a move here, catching up to Byron, but Byron throws a little bit of an arrow block. As now Christopher Bell's up to 3rd. Yeah, we can see what we mean now. Briscoe's car is just not quite as strong as some of these other guys, at least not so far. Blaney gets loose as he tried to make a move on Byron, and Byron will win stage 1 here at New Hampshire. Those are your top 10 finishers. And here is your stage 1 winner, William Byron. We'll be back. And we are back from our commercial break, brought to you by the Ripley's Museum of Absolute Darkness. We're seeing a replay right now of William Byron holding off drivers such as Blaney and Bell, but specifically Blaney here to get that stage win. Impressive drive by him in that 2-lap sprint. Here is our premier partner pit stops.
William Byron brings the stage-winning 24 car in for a pit stop at a small adjustment. He hopes to maintain positive momentum through the next stage.
Alright, here's your race off pit road. It looks like Byron is going to fall behind Bell here. Ignore that graphic, or maybe ignore what you're seeing on the screen. It's hard to tell what reality really is, as we're now seeing a penalty report for Chase Briscoe. Tough luck for him and his team. Alrighty, we're going to the choose triangle once again. And this is what happens when you get revisionist graphics. Sometimes you forget where exactly things happen. But we're already going green once again. Don't have time to dwell on that. Stage 2 is underway here at New Hampshire. Already Bell off with a strong launch, and Byron already making his move around Denny Hamlin. But already Blaney looking to make a move on him as well. A lot of action for this first lap of this stage, but Bell has not quite a full car length lead over Blaney. Maybe like a half car length, now a third. Blaney is trying to gain on him as they go through turns 3 and 4 to start lap 3 of the stage. Roughly the halfway point of the race coming up very briefly. As it looks like Blaney's trying to get the run generated to make a move on Bell, but he's not quite able to do it. Now he is. He's got a pass going on Christopher Bell. Will he be able to clear him through the corners? Denny Hamlin's hoping they stay side by side because he can make a 3-wide move. And he's going to do it. Going to turns 3 and 4. Denny Hamlin makes the pass on Bell. He's side by side with that 12th car. 1 to go in this stage. What a short stage it feels like it already was. But Denny Hamlin, it looks like his teammate is going to be on the outside, no, the inside of Blaney. And Denny Hamlin will come through to win stage 2 here at New Hampshire. So once again, 10 guys getting stage points. Great news for them. Denny Hamlin is your stage 2 winner. Once again, we will be coming back right after this simulated commercial break. Thank you to our partners at the Screaming Void, where you can scream once at the void and get your echo back free. But we're looking now at a replay of the end of stage 2. Denny Hamlin made a masterful move. I don't think it was in that part of the video, but he made a massive move on the 2 of those guys right behind him to win. Here are your pit stops.
While not able to win a stage, Ryan Blaney likes his car and thinks it's one of the best. They choose to pit for tires instead of staying out like some competitors.
Christopher Bell wins the race off pit road, as it looks like this graphic is based on reality. But that's not going to matter as much because 14 guys here on the side of your screen, you may have to pause to read them all, have decided to take an alternate strategy, which is staying out. Most stage points earned today, 4 drivers, Hamlin, Blaney, Bell, and Byron, all tied with 17. So here are your restart positions for the top 5 rows, some names we haven't seen much today, up there now. Let's see if they can do anything with that, or if those guys behind them will make all the moves they need to. Green flag is coming out once again here, possibly for the final time, for the final stage at New Hampshire. On lap 11, Connor Zilic makes a move. Connor Zilic makes a terrible move. They're wrecking in turns 1 and 2. Caution is out. Big incident. Looks like 4 drivers at least involved, or at least with terminal race-ending damage. Bit redundant, I guess. And I said, oh yeah, contender Ryan Blaney, he's been big, like a big time contender in this race. He's got some damage along with Ryan Preece. Not a great time to be named Ryan. But yeah, it looks like Zilich tried to make a bit of an aggressive move right after the line. And yeah, he just tagged Nemechek. They spun up. Keselowski and Hill nowhere to go. Unfortunate for them. Both of those two drivers, well, really all these drivers, but those two drivers in this instance were just trying to make something of their days. Not the greatest cars. Mired back in the 20s and 30s, all these guys. Gonna be a rough time for them as they have to figure out how to overcome this weekend. It's gonna be big news for Keselowski as he's trying to make a run at the chase right now. Unfortunate scenes for him that might give some of his competitors the ground they need. As I was saying earlier, though, you know, you never really can be sure what's gonna happen in these kind of races. At least I think I said that. I might be insane. Here are your restart positions for this restart in the top 5 rows. Not much has changed, since we barely had any time to get going. We'll be restarting with 5 to go. We're getting a look at those drivers in the garage. Green flag is out. Lap 13 of 17. Denny Hamlin, great restart, manages to clear William Byron, but perhaps that's what William Byron wanted. As he's pulling off the move he basically pulled off at the start of the race, as now he's cleared Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin tries to pull a crossover, but Byron blocks. He's at SVG, still in third. Impressive run for the Kiwi. It doesn't look like he's going to have quite the momentum he needs, though, to make a run on Hamlin. So it looks like, yeah, some old tires are now starting to cause some wearing down of these some of those guys on the alternate strategy. As we see Christopher Bell leading the guys on the primary strategy of taking tires, as he's already up to third here with only 2 laps to go. How time flies. He's in second now. He's chasing the 24 car of Byron. We're coming to the 1 to go. Sponsored by Credit One, not your local bank. As he's going to try to make a move here. And he's going to not get alongside him going to the corner. William Byron manages to execute a block, and he wins at New Hampshire on the alternate strategy. What a thrilling end to this race as he gets the lobster and the hypothetical trophy. William Byron, your Dollar Tree 301 winner. That beautiful Valvoline paint scheme. Christopher Bell did everything he needed to with those new tires, but he wasn't quite able to pull it off over Byron, who had a really good car all race, and that was really all he needed, even with those old tires, just to be able to hold off Christopher Bell. Maybe a little bit of dirty air played into that, can't be entirely sure. Here are your final results. Byron and Bell, top 2 of course, but Logano, Hamlin, Gibbs, Gisbergen, Larson, Jones, Smith, and McDowell are your top 10. A mixture of guys on alternate strategy and primary strategy there. Looking further in the pack, none of these drivers DNF'd, but they definitely had what we call a mid result. Ryan Blaney recovered in 21st, not bad, all things considered. And here we have the back of our pack, the guys who just didn't have good cars or wrecked out. And updated points can probably be found on the NASMAR Discord server, because stuff happens. So once again, congratulations to Byron and anyone who happens to be a fan of Byron. I'm sure you're happy seeing this. Did he win in real life? Who knows? By the point you're seeing this, we'll already know the answer to that. So I hope you enjoyed today's race. That graphic's out of date. Daytona is actually now going to be run by a different creator, King Solomon. Can't remember if that's his YouTube name or not. But check the NASMAR Community Cup Series community tab for an update on that, as that was a very recent change after I edited that. Well, you had a great day. Have a good one.